Hi boys and girls, Mrs. Garfinkel here to help you again. Yesterday we worked on dividing a whole number by a fraction, and I want to show you a trick. And remember this little cheat sheet. Many of you realized already that all you had to do was flip your divisor and multiply. So yesterday when you had a whole number of 5 as your dividend and you divided it by 1/2, which was your divisor, all you had to do was say, oh, I'll just do 5 times 2 and I get 10. And 10 is your answer, but it represents 10 halves. So keep that in mind when you're working on today's work. So today, instead of starting with a dividend of a whole number, you're starting with a fraction. So if you look here, you'll say, well, I have half and I'm dividing half by 3. So look at my tape diagram that I already drew. Imagine this is a pan, and the pan has half of the brownies are in it, half are gone. So out of this half, I need to share that with my 3 friends. So half divided by 3. So I took each half and I divided it by thirds, and one of those is going to be going for each of my 3 friends. So if you apply that trick that I just taught you, and you take 1/2 and you put 3 over 1, and now you see my arrows, you do 1, change the 1 denominator and make that your numerator, and the 3 as your numerator becomes your denominator, and you change your division to multiplication. So it becomes 1/2 times 1/3 gives you 1/6, and that's what my picture is showing you. Okay, so once you have 1/6, please don't forget to write that and make that your equation. And you have to check your work now to make sure that 1/6 is correct. So I did my check down here and I wrote 1/6, and you do your inverse operation. So you take your 1/6 and you multiply it by what's there, which is just 3. 1/6 times 3 gives me 3/6, and that I know to equal 1/2, and I drew this arrow to point to my dividend that I started with, which was 1/2, and I put a check. Let's look at the second example. So the second example starts with 1/5 of my pan of brownies, and I'm dividing it with 2 friends. So here's my picture. I divided it into 5 equal sections. I shaded in 1/5. 1/5 is being divided by 2 people, so I divided each of my fifths in half. So this is my tape diagram, but now let's use your trick. So you're taking 1/5 and you're dividing it by 2, so you have to flip-flop your 2, which is always over 1, but now since we're doing our trick, we're doing 1/5 times 1/2, multiplying that, and you get 1/10. My check is over here. So 1/10 times 2 equals 2/10, which equals 1/5, and that's what I started with here. And I'm going to just put in my, don't forget to put in your answer to make it a true equation. Now, today, I'm not going to insist that you do your tape diagrams, but I wanted you to see it so you can understand it. Don't forget, you're flipping your divisor, whether it's a whole number or a fraction. Flip it and multiply. I hope you have lots of success today, and let me know how it goes. Okay? Have a great day, everybody. Miss you.